has been off for the whole entire week, haven't you?
Yes.
So we've just been having nonstop fun.
That's posting to the
Okay, you can do that. Sorry, we're just doing our little ditties here ahead of time. So we've been having nonstop fun, catching up, doing odd jobs, writing, doing our kids' books series. It's okay, don't worry about it. I don't know where you have it, Madison. She won't let me help her.
That one might work better.
Okay, let's just do something here. Okay, you say hi to everybody.
Hi.
She just gets so...
Hey.
Okay, I'm just trying.
Are you trying to switch it?
I'm just trying to find where the live is. Ah! She's got me so kerfuffled. Anyway,
Maybe
it
will
has been a rainy day. That's what you're supposed to do. It's been a rainy day here in Canada. It's been a rainy week. It's been cold all week. And
you might just have to highlight.
Forget this, Madison. We're just going to forget it. So it's been a rainy, cold week all week. We are waiting for nice weather. It was the holiday weekend here last weekend, and it was cold and rainy. And it was actually like fall. It was just like we had to have a coat. It was so cold, wasn't it?
Yup.
Okay, are you done with this now?
Yeah, I think that's supposed to help.
All right, well, there we go. Anyway, so there we go. Let me just find my notes. Oh my goodness. So, thanks for joining us. You can like and share if you want to share it with somebody, or if you like it, send it to somebody, like and follow us. We have our Facebook business page we're starting up, Connie Mannering, but then we also have a YouTube channel, right, Madison? All the YouTube video, or all the videos from Facebook. Oh my goodness, I'm so tired. I'm so sorry. I need to have coffee and I haven't had one yet. I know you did, but I have not. So we have all of the live Facebook videos we have moved over to YouTube. So you can follow and subscribe there. And we're just coasting through, aren't we, Maddie?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so Maddie is going to tag people, I guess, here. I don't know what she's doing. You're not doing it. I think you should just, like, back off the typing and be engaged. Okay, so our topic today is, am I too much or just enough? Bold faith in a quiet world. And all these electronic bits, they can be really distracting, can't they, Madison? Woohoo! Okay, so we wanted to talk about, good morning, Gordon Phyllis. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And Denise, thanks for joining us. So Madison, we always like to pick topics that she can engage in. And
at least if I know what I'm doing.
Yeah, so that's good, right? So she likes to have her notes, and she likes to know what she's going to say ahead of time. And then that way she can sit in front of the camera and not be nervous, right?
And not have to feel like, okay, I have to just say random.
Good morning, Lorna! Sister Lorna's in the house. Lorna blessed us with pizza last night, so thank you, Lorna. You are simply the best. Best pizza than all the rest. And we love her dearly, and she is got Enzo's Pizza here in Sarnia. So if you're local, you need to check out. It's the
best pizza.
Yes, if you're local, you need to check out Lorna's Enzo's Pizza, right?
As far as where, it's right by the Cathcart Starbucks on the other side.
Right by Cathcart Starbucks. So there you go. Madison's kind of giving you the...
No.
Right.
That's how I remember.
Okay, so I just have a few points to say. So a powerful and personal conversation about bold personalities, mental health, masking, and being unapologetic, who God created you to be, is kind of our topic today.
So God makes no mistakes.
God makes no mistakes. So we are each individualized the way we are, looking cute in our own personality, right? And God made us uniquely to be us, right? Being prepared is a good thing, Denise says. Yes,
no kidding.
Yes, it is. Because, anybody that has gone live or stood in front of people, you'll understand that, it's just, it can be nerve-rattling sometimes, and especially your first few times that you've done it, right? I know Pastor Kim is messaging me here. Oh, okay, so we're not going to talk about that. All right, that's later. So you are handcrafted by God on purpose with a purpose. So he handcrafted you specially and uniquely to be you.
Not
on
one
purpose
person is
with
the
a person.
same.
That's right. We're all individual, aren't we? Boldness, sensitivity, and strong personalities are a part of his divine design. So we are all a divine design from God himself, right, Madison?
Yep.
So
Psalm 139:14. You probably heard us say this one before. I praise you because I am fearfully and wonderfully made.
I'll praise you for I'm fearfully and wonderfully made. So that is a great scripture to remind yourself if anybody is really struggling with that, right? So I want to share with you. Sometimes I was told I'm too much. You're too loud. Can you imagine? I'm too much. I'm too loud.
No.
I'm too, passionate. I'm too fashion forward. I have too much faith. These are all things that have been said to me. And sometimes people would give you the side eye look in church or, shopping or whatever. And it's just like, oh, okay, that's interesting. But what I've found is in those very traits of how God has designed me to be and how I can embrace being happy, being joyful, being fashion forward, whatever it is, having that bold faith, all those things that encompass me being me has given me ministry opportunities in the grocery stores and thrift stores and public places and restaurants, and strangers stop to talk to me all the time. So it is a great thing for myself because I can tell them, give them joy in Jesus injections, I always say. I always make sure I usually have my books with me when I'm traveling out and about because, you know what, I can bless somebody with my book and my story. And that's what it's all about. There's power in our testimony. So God has opened those doors for me to talk to people that I don't even know, that are total strangers, right? But because of the way he made me and those traits that are inside of me that now at 53 years old, I'm getting used to embracing, because 20 or 30 years ago, I wasn't that great at embracing that, Sometimes we don't want to stand out and be different, or if there's something in your heart's desire that you feel, you need to push on and be and shine with, sometimes it's harder. Sometimes there's peer pressure, but anyway, we'll talk about all that. So
have you ever...
Madison's going to talk now.
Have you ever asked yourself, or even asked God, why did you make me like this? Because sometimes people will be people, and they will, like Mom said, give you just that look, like, I don't know about you, so you're, in my book, you have a big X on your name. So sometimes they might misinterpret your reaction as a wrong reaction, and they consider it too emotional, or she's too quiet, or she's too forward, or she's too whatever the word is. But sometimes you just gotta be like, okay, their opinions, why should I care what their opinions are? It doesn't really matter anyway. So sometimes, sensitivity is not a bad thing. It actually helps other people. So you might be sensitive towards, it's a matter sometimes of just walking into a room and then you're like, okay, something's not right here. Mm-hmm. Either it's tension, whatever, but it's when you actually feel it. Sometimes people, when you're sensitive towards other people, it makes them feel actually better. So sensitivity is not meant just for yourself, it's also meant to help other people.
Woohoo, go Maddie. Go Maddie.
So you weren't made by mistake, you were made for impact. Don't apologize for being expressive. Make sure you own it.
Make sure you own it. So it's okay to be expressive, right?
Yeah.
You've been with an expressive mom now your whole life, right? And how does it work for you?
It does.
It does. It has its moments.
It has its moments, but I'm a little bit more quiet.
She's more quiet. You're kind of like Mr., aren't you?
It's Subway.
Yes, you two are very quiet, but just steady eddies. And then I come in the room and I'm just like,
I'm usually the one that sits and I feel the environment. I don't react.
and that's okay. We're all different, right? We are all different. So number 2 is from masking to masterpiece. Ooh, from masking to masterpiece. So masking to please others is totally exhausting, right? So we all know that. If you try to be somebody that you are not, if you try to walk in someone else's shoes, sometimes we say, and be them, it never works well because it's very unnatural. It doesn't feel right. And how long do you keep up that charade of acting almost, right? It's like you're in an actor role and you're going to get an Academy Award. So true healing comes from when we stop hiding and start living fully as who we are and how God made us. So, people might look at me and be like, she's too much. She is just too much. She's too happy. She got too much faith. She got too much Jesus. She got too much joy. But you know what?
But that's okay.
I have to shine and be me, right?
But that's okay.
That's okay, right? And I have to shine and be me, and that's how God can use me, and that's how I'm going to be my happiest because
Hello, Anne.
Hey, Anne, thanks for joining us. So that's how I can be happy and thrive with how God made me and what he wants me to do, because my mission and my purpose in life is going to be different than yours, right? So he uses all of our personalities and quirks and, all our interesting little bits and baubles about us to use us, that we are all in our own special lane. Right? So although, like Lorna that has the, pizza shop, we're different, but we love each other and we love Jesus and we can push on and lock arms together. And Anne, she's a different personality than me. And, Madison's a different personality. Denise that's watching here. So there's all of us
different.
are so different, but God can take all that different uniqueness and use that.
Why
for good.
be the same when you can be different?
That's right.
So 2 Corinthians 3:17, where the Spirit of the Lord is, there is freedom.
Oh, and Anne, I can almost hear her singing that on her keyboard with her microphone. Where the Spirit of the Lord is, there is freedom. Woo! Hey, Sharon had a happy birthday to you. Apostle Sharon had a birthday yesterday, I believe it was. So we are wishing you birthday blessings from Canada. That's just a little commercial break. We love you. You're amazing. I love your love for Jesus.
So sometimes when you're...
That was just a commercial, so Madison's back on now. Go ahead with your point.
So sometimes you're in an everyday environment, whether it be work, school, in your car, even at church sometimes. You almost have to put a mask on and be like, okay, everything's okay. Nothing wrong here. Like, absolutely nothing. You have to be that perfect example of a church person where nothing's wrong, but on
the Christian,
that. Mm-hmm. But sometimes
the storybook fairy tale kind of one. I'm just saying.
Sometimes masking is good, but it's actually not good. I don't know where I got good from. Anyway, so masking basically means you're faking being yourself, which in some ways it actually destroys yourself because you're trying to be someone that you're not.
Okay. It's way easier and less stressful.
It's easier to be yourself, but sometimes when you're in an environment where people, well, any environment really, people are judgmental and you just want to put that mask on so that you're...
Put the mask on or put duct tape over their lips. Right? Because sometimes we don't deal with that, how they're reacting very well, right? I'm just saying. I'm just teasing, Maddie. You're amazing. Just the way you are.
So when people are judgmental, sometimes you put that mask on because you're like, I want to be like them.
Right.
I want to be
Right.
accepted.
Why can't I just be, because you think they are normal and you're looking at them and thinking their life is great. So you're just like, I just want to have a normal life just like them.
So you're putting on that mask basically saying, I want to be someone else that I'm not. And I hate to tell you, but it doesn't work.
It does not work. Tips and tricks from Madison Berry. It does not work. Just be yourself. Just be yourself. So I can remember when Madison was in public school and in high school, and you know what, there was a lot of masking that went on. She dealt with obsessive compulsive disorder. So these thoughts would get stuck, and that's actually going to be our first kids book in our series, because we are writing a Christian kids book series for special needs kids. And, you know, it was so hard to watch her because it was so draining for her. So what would happen is with that is when she was in public, she could hold it all together. You know, she suppressed that, you know, whether she was at school or in public or shopping.
Not a good thing.
Yeah, it wasn't a good thing, right? And it's heartbreaking for your being a mom. And when you watch that, you know, because then what happens is she comes home and then she lets her hair down, and because she's held that together for so long and suppressed that,
it's like all at once.
You know, it's like putting a lid on it, and then when you get inside the door,
it's like
kaboom!
It's like putting a lid on a boiling kettle.
It's like putting a lid on a boiling kettle. It doesn't work that well, right? And eventually it goes kaboom, and then it's exploding. And, you know, that's where it's so good to encourage speaking truth in small ways, and in speaking scriptures and encouraging her. And we actually labeled your OCD. What did we call it? We're talking about our book. Our song.
Mr. Bossy Pants?
We called it Mr. Bossy Pants because I knew when Madison got like that and she got stuck thoughts, it was Mr. Bossy Pants. And we did. We made up this little song. Mr. Bossy Pants, leave us alone. Mr. Bossy Pants, leave us alone. And I would always say, Madison, throw that thought in the river. You know what I mean? And, you know, don't get stuck on it. God's got a great plan for us. You try to divert the thought. I'm getting way off topic here now. Yes, but she had a thought.
Sometimes talking it out instead of masking it is the toughest and strongest thing you can do.
Right. And it's so easy to mask it, isn't it?
Yeah.
So when Madison was at school and with all the teachers and whoever she was around, she could mask that. She's really good. Academy Award performance. She was an actress through and through. But then when she come home and with the person, hey, baby doll Martin, thanks for joining us, my Texan sister. So when she got home and inside the door with her mama that loved her no matter what, and she could take the mask off, she could take that mask off and be 100% Madison unplugged, what God made her to be, then I would get all the warts and, you know, wonderful, you know, bells and whistles of whatever she was going through.
You sure that was wonderful?
It is what it is, right? You love your kids and you want to support them no matter what. So you walk through her with that journey, trying to help her figure that out. And it was a journey, and there was times that it was really hard. But Madison, through maturity, has learned to take the mask off more and not worry about what people think, right? Madison, you're a rock star. Anne says, woo, 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 rock star Madison. Oh, yeah. Okay. Sorry. Nice and loud.
Masking makes feel safer, but it silences your freedom. You're a masterpiece underneath, so why mask it?
Why mask it? Right. So each of us, God has made as individual masterpieces. So, you know what? When we mask it and try to be somebody else, you know, if I try to be a baby doll Martin, it's not going to work well because I'm Connie Mannering, right? So we have to be ourselves, right? And then that is where you come with freedom. Freedom.
Because there's a difference between people-pleasing and God-pleasing.
Okay, and that's point number 3. People-pleasing and God-pleasing. And you know what? I think we are all, because we're all human and we all get stuck in the flesh, we've all been through that, right? That we're people-pleasing and maybe not God-pleasing sometimes. So you'll wear yourself out trying to meet everyone's expectations, right? And that's what we were talking about before. It can be exhausting when you're not yourself and you're trying to be somebody else, right? Like Madison, if you go to work and you're trying to be the manager at work, how exhausting would that be for you? Because you're stepping into a different role. You're stepping
I'm
into
the
someone else's
employee, not the-
responsibility. And it's like, you know, you might not
But
have...
sometimes it does feel that way.
Sometimes it does feel that way because we all have different tips and tricks and tools, right? Peace comes from living for God and not for approval.
So Galatians...
So, you know what? You will find that when people say, you know what, it's like I just got a supernatural peace. And it's like God gives us that. And when we can learn to be ourselves and just stay on our lane and love the people in other lanes and, you know, walk forward with them and be happy for them and not try to be them, right? You know, the sayings that, you know, try to keep up with the Joneses. Well, you know what? Just be yourself and see what God can use you for, right? You know what? Madison and I have a unique relationship. You know what? She's my special needs adult child now, and I love her and I want the best for her, right? So we try to bring out the best in each other. And I've always encouraged her to, you know what? Be yourself. Whatever you love, whatever gifts and talents you have. You know, like I said, she had OCD really bad in younger years, and she'd always sort things, sort her toys, group them together, organize. She would do digital files online. That was just her thing. And I always said, you know what, Madison, God will take this gift and he'll use it for his good. And she's like, Mom, you're crazy. What's going to happen?
Well, I was little, so I'm like...
And here you are now. She's working at Goodwill. She has a full-time job. They love her. She's got a great eye for designing and creativity and pulling colors together. She can just see that. And she loves to organize things that are alike together. And she just sees things really quick. So it's amazing how, you know, God has used that talent in her for his good, and it's given her opportunity to reach out to other people. Like, look at how many customers you've been able to reach out to, other staff members to reach out to and witness to, and everybody loves coming in and seeing Madison. She's happy, she gives hugs, she's joy, right?
Galatians 1,
and she's moving on to the next scripture. We need to be the best version of me, us, ourselves. Yes, Tasha, you're so right. Okay, go ahead.
Galatians 1:10. Am I now trying to win the approval of human beings or of God?
Okay, so I had written down about sharing a season after my divorce. It was really hard when church people judged me and misunderstood me, right? So sometimes that church people can do that. Church people can have, oh, thank you for the stars, Tasha. You're so good. We love you. Can you feel the love today? It's in the air. I don't know what stars do anyway, but it's really exciting, isn't it? So that was a lot of pressure on me to defend myself, because it was such a freeing time for me. And like I say, sometimes you don't know until God is all you got, you don't realize that's, you know, all you need, you know. And sometimes in that story of being in that mess, you know what, God, it might be the only one that sees all the details of your story. So sometimes the negative nannies that are out there can really, you know, really make us feel bad and pressured, right? And the expectations of pleasing them, but realistically, we live a life pleasing to God. Like someday, like I've always said to Madison, she's gonna be standing alone in front of God, right? And it's the same with me. So, you know, sometimes we have to remove, and as much as our feelings get hurt in our flesh, and like that's really hurts, and I didn't think it would be like that, and I thought I would be embraced more, and I didn't think I would be judged, and I thought people would understand, you know, my story. You know what? God sees it all. And you know what? He sets up divine connections. And he, when you live to please him, you're always going to be under his favor. And it's so exciting, because through that, it was so freeing for me to finally say, God sees me. God knows my story. And that is enough. That is enough. Okay, she's really getting
Sorry, there's just a part on here that I was...
Okay, so Madison, why don't you share where you're at? Oh, you're talking about labels now. Okay.
No, there's parts in here that go with that.
Okay, so you go right to town. I'll hand you the microphone.
So, what was I supposed to... Oh.
About accepting normal.
School is one of the worst places to mask everything, to act normal.
Like for peer pressures there. Is that what you mean?
Don't know what I mean.
Oh, you don't know what you mean. I think it's because after watching your life is peer pressure. And you know what? Sometimes kids are ruthless and they're very, oh, this is her turn. Sorry. I'm interrupting her turn. But sometimes kids are ruthless and they are they don't have a lot of compassion.
No, they don't, because I was considered the weird kid to them.
You were considered
I was
a weird kid.
just...
And even though Mom is saying, embrace your inner weird kid, when she goes to school, that's not what's happening, right?
So, basically, there was a time where everyone in my own class avoided me. Like, I was the plague. Like, everybody just... Because, as I said, I was the weird kid. Nobody wanted to be near me, so they just...
disappeared.
But, because of that mask, underneath that layer of masking was what I call, I don't know if you understand this reference or not, but it explains it. So I had my fortress of solitude all underneath all those layers.
Wow, this is getting good.
Because of that mask, you don't know that I have that underneath. It's when a fortress of solitude is basically like a quiet space where underneath that mask, everything stays. So no matter what you do, no matter if kids avoid you like the plague, your mask says, oh yeah, it's fine, but your fortress of solitude is like, no, I just want to hide. I just want to basically lower myself so that I don't have to show it. I can just leave it in the fortress of solitude locked. Like, you only have the key to it, but yet it takes a lot to unlock that.
Madison, you are so deep.
I don't know.
Wow. Did I really raise you?
I don't know.
You are amazing. That's so hard. You are so brave to talk and share this, Maddie. You are brilliant. Thank you, Tasha.
But until you're around people that had similar experiences, similar outcomes, because a majority of school system when I was growing up, disability was a bad thing. Everybody and anybody...
You were viewed really different, and people stayed away from you, right?
Because of the term disability, no one wanted anything to do with you because of that disability.
Hey, Terry, thanks for joining us.
Yeah, I don't even like the word disability.
I know, we don't.
Disability is a different ability.
You are special and unique and one of a kind, and God created you with different stuff, didn't he? And like I always say, she just needs different tools in her toolbox.
Because disability is just a different ability.
Disability is just a different ability. Woohoo! And I think after being out of school now, Madison, you have matured more and, you know, it's different. Adults are a bit different and adults sometimes can have more compassion, sometimes not. But also, you know, all the preaching of mom in her ear, you know, trying to encourage her through the years. It's like she's finally sitting back and kind of all the static is going away. So she's starting to hear that more.
Why care about their labels?
That's right. Why care about their labels?
Because God's label is overall anyway. So when you figure what that is, those labels are like tiny.
Tasha said that's a t-shirt.
What's a t-shirt? Oh.
What you said. So, what about let's move on here, Madison.
God's approval is steady. People's opinions shift like sand.
And yes, they do.
Live for the one who never changes.
Live for the one who never changes. So, we live for God's approval, right? And he's the one that helps us through everything, right? Think of all the hard times that we went through with you in school and just the shining, miraculous...
You had to tell teachers.
But you know what? That was a test for mom too, because God, you know, because of the way God made me and my unique design, I couldn't mask that and sit back and watch.
No, you know, and I wouldn't say nothing.
You know, so God really gave me a voice to speak up for Madison and, you know, get her the tools that she needed.
Because there's power in being real.
There's power in being real, and that's point number 4. Woo, Maddie, high five, high five. So your real story, your flaws, your emotions, and all, everything is someone else's lifeline.
It's
so
like
I know Tasha says
speed
the
dial.
funk and the junk and the something else. But vulnerability invites healing. So when people see our flaws and can see where we struggle sometimes, I know we really love Real Talk Kim because she's real and she does the real talk. And that's what people love and appreciate about her, because there's no,
She's the best, though.
She's the best, though. Isn't that cute? So, but she just speaks real from her heart, and whatever the stuff, that's it. Thank you, Tasha, the stuff.
Okay.
So, you know what? That's what people want. They want to see our vulnerability. They want to see that they're real and what they're experiencing in life is no different
not even
than
a
someone
weakness
else.
either.
No, it's not a weakness. It's really a positive thing, because when you're real and people can see that you're real. Oh, thank you, Ashley, for joining us. Thank you.
So Romans 12,
Okay,
2,
she's just jumping right onto the scripture. Go ahead.
do not conform to the pattern of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. So when Mom first gave me the idea of doing lives every Thursday, let's just say me being me, I'm very, it's not necessarily stage fright, but sometimes when you get the thing of people watching you, even if it's just online or just speaking in front of a whole group of people. The first time I did this, I'm going to be really honest here, I didn't even know if I could do it because I was so nervous.
And look at you now, Madison. You did it. And you're doing it. And you're conquering it. Like Pastor Kim says, do it with your knees knocking.
Yeah, and every now and again, it's still a little bit nervous.
That's why we like to have notes to follow, right? That makes it easier for you. And because I can get off on 10 rabbit trails and that can really stress her out. So we've learned to work with what we have. And that's just what we have to do to make Madison feel better.
Sometimes you gotta do the uncomfortable.
To get stretched.
To get to where you need to go.
To get to where you need to go. And what God has for you. Okay, anything else you wanted with that?
No.
Okay.
Your turn.
So I think with myself, power of being real. I know, I think of a women's conference I was speaking at. And, you have it in your mind what you want to get up and say and the points that you want to cover. And, I was sharing my story in a nutshell. But nutshell, when you got 20 minutes or 30 minutes to speak, it's hard to do that. But, sometimes I can really, because I am very I can be an emotional person. I can be an exuberant person, joy-filled. So I feel emotions deeply. And sometimes I find myself crying and welling up. And I'm like, where in the world did that come from? But when I'm speaking about something, I can take myself back to that place and have that compassion. And I think that's, when you're talking to other people that are struggling, that's the compassion comes out of me. And it just makes me, well up. Because, next thing I can find that I'm in that moment and I'm, here I am crying, and, sharing my story. And I'm just like, oh, goodness gracious.
But she's being real.
That's right. I'm being raw and real. And what I found is that people want that. People, they don't want to act like you've had a perfect life. And I never want people to think I have a perfect life. Right? So, I found the crowd can be going from crying to laughing, and then they were standing up clapping. So, you know what? When you are real and you're putting on what God's laid on your heart and there's no extra fluff, it's just your story and your testimony. Even though I can get emotional and cry, I can be laughing and still have tears, right? Because that's just how God made me. But it's all about being real and coming back to our fourth point about being real. And just, I encourage everybody, be real, be your real self. Tasha was on last night with her husband, and I didn't get to chime in as much as I wanted to because I was drying my hair. But they were hilarious, and they were just being their real selves of how God made them to be, right? And that's how we can all excel in life is just be your authentic, real self.
Because your story is sacred. You don't have to polish it. Just share it.
Just share it. Just share your story, who you are.
Because you can celebrate the quirks.
Celebrate the quirks! Woo, woo, woo. High five, Maddie. She's on to 0.5. 0.5. I love your heart, Connie. Oh, I love you, Tasha. So celebrating the quirks, and I'm gonna probably get side topic here. So God grace shows up in various forms, including big personalities, creative styles, and off the wall humor. Your quirks aren't flaws. They are fingerprints of your calling. So you know what? How I am, how you are, you know what? They're not flaws. Our quirks. Turn your quirks into perks, right? Wait. It has to be a perk, you know? We all got weird little quirks, right? But turn it around and make it a perk.
Because 1 Peter 4:10, use whatever gift you have received to serve others in its various forms.
Okay, and I'm supposed to be sharing something.
The time someone gave you side eye over your outfit.
Well, I think there has been many times that I have got side eyes or the look. Like Madison's like, or Mr. will say, yeah, that person's really staring at you, darling. And I mean, that happens all the time.
Look like, who are you? What are you doing?
Hey, Matt, welcome, brother. Thanks for joining us. So I think there's a lot of times that'll happen.
It's almost like a look of disgust, like, I don't know about you. Look.
Yeah, right. But you know what? God gave me sparkle for a reason. So I use that to my advantage, thinking that, you know what? When I go out the door in the morning, I don't know who's out there that needs, a joy injection, that needs a Jesus injection. And I think because God knows that I'll do it, God knows that I'll say it, God knows that he gave me that boldness inside and the personality that he gave me and who I am, he knows that I'll do the things maybe that other people will not do, right? Madison is not as apt to go up to strangers as I am, right? Or have a conversation with someone that's
if I were, I would be defensive at first because I'm like, I don't know about you, you're still a stranger to me.
But when she's been with me and she's seen it happen so many times, you're getting more natural with that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, right. So I have really learned, especially since God healed me of cancer. And, when you're desperate and you're fighting for your life and you make deals with Jesus, it's like, if you heal me, God, there's nothing I won't do for you. And here I am. I'm doing it because God touched me. God healed me. He gave me life. And when you have that your life is dangling in front of you and God changes it and turns it all around, I'm telling you, it changes everything. And you celebrate all the quirks that how he's made you. And you just learn to walk forward in your uniqueness, in your one of a kind, in your limited edition self. And you learn to walk forward and just be you and just shine and do what he has you to do. Don't worry about what other people are thinking, what other people are saying. Don't worry about jumping in someone else's lane and being them, right? Just be unique to yourself and how God made you. Okay, Madison. Go ahead. Sorry. She's just do.
So sometimes you don't realize I don't know if it's effect, impact, whatever. You don't realize how impactful or you can be until, like, sometimes you won't even know. Mm-hmm. I had this one lady, actually someone I know, I'm not going to say names.
That's probably a good idea.
Because I don't know if they'd like it or not. But she had mentioned, actually, on Sunday, that she was in tears because I'm going to be honest here, whenever you hear me say something, like, if it has meaning to it, half the time I don't even realize what I'm saying, but sometimes I just spit it out.
It's a Holy Ghost download. God puts that on your heart and you say it.
And it affected this lady so much, and it just felt good because you're helping somebody.
Oh, Maddie, I'm so proud of you.
To the point where this lady was in tears, and she's like, you don't realize how much you actually helped.
Oh, isn't that so special?
Yeah.
And that made you feel like a million times amazing.
Yeah, because your quirks are your calling card.
Your quirks are your calling card. I love it.
Don't dull your sparkle in a bland world.
Amen, sister. And we are not dulling it, are we? We came to sparkle extra.
Yeah.
More sparkle.
And this is a little bit of a, I don't know, tip or reminder, one of the two. To anyone who's ever been called too much, maybe you're just too much for that specific room or group of people. You're just enough for the right calling. So sometimes when you're getting called too much, it's because those people aren't understanding or they're not on that level and they want what you have, so they go the opposite direction as far as you're like, she's too much. But they want to be too much. So they're putting it on you because you're too much, but yet they're wanting that exact same thing.
Woo! Maddie, why don't you say that again, what you said?
What?
This here.
To anyone who's ever been called too much, maybe you were just too much for the wrong room. You're just
too much for the wrong room. I love that. But
you're just enough for the right calling.
You're just enough for the right calling. So you know what? I always say, go where you're celebrated, not tolerated. So that room obviously isn't ready for you. They're not going to embrace you. You know what? They're not going to, do anything with you. So you know what? Just smile and keep moving, and you know what? Celebrate in the rooms that are going to celebrate you and embrace you. God designed you with precision, every bold trait, every sensitive part, every sparkle of joy. It's all part of your purpose. So don't ever shrink back. You need to shine. Shine on. Shine more.
Sometimes you need to be like a firework.
Firework.
And light up the room.
You light up my life. Amen. Fire. What's that song we sang on
Shut up
Sunday?
in my bones.
Fire, shut up in my bones. Holy Ghost fire. Anyway, I think that is all of our notes that we've gone through, right?
You had a last point here, there.
Oh, I did. I said that.
Oh yeah, never mind. We're good.
Okay, never mind. We're good. So that's just what we were, felt like to talk about today.
So at the end of it,
be
be
yourself.
yourself.
Be yourself. Shine on. Sparkle for Jesus. Thank you, Lou, for joining us.
Your
Love
sparkle
your
might be different than everybody else's, but that's okay.
Exactly. But you know what? It's okay if your sparkle's different. You know what? Like, I meet a lot of people and they say, I don't know anyone else that wears something on your head. That's okay. Because you know what? God made us all different. Some people do whatever, but you know what? This is what I like to do, right? I've kind of got this old soul in me. My grandfather was very much a history guy. He opened museums here in Canada. He loved Victorian and wore hats. And I started, when I was really young, and I would be making my own hats. And I thought, I love this. I love it. It's so fun. I just felt like this old soul trapped in this young body. And then when I was 14 years old, I went on a mission trip to Wales in England, and I, met my bestie, my international
Beautiful city. Just watch out for sheep.
Just watch out for sheep. Sheep crossing, right? They actually have sheep crossing.
Instead of deer crossing, it's sheep crossing.
But I met my international sister Jeanette in all these years. I'm 53 now, so think of all these years since I was 14 years old. I connected with her. And you know what? I got my love for fascinators. I've got so many out over there, over in the UK. I love it that your sparkle's different. It's okay. Oh, I love that. Thank you, Elaine. We love you. So you know what? It's okay. We all have a story, and that's part of my story of where I came from. So after God healed me of cancer, I'm just like, life is worth celebrating. I'm starting to wear these every day because my closets are full of hats and fascinators, and what am I saving them for? It's like, what are you saving the good dishes for? Use them. Celebrate. Yes, Madison, what would you like? She's tapping me here, kind of like, are you just saying like it's time to go, Mama? Yes, you are. So we just wanted to bless you with that today. Thank you all for joining us. And if you want to share, like and share, that would be awesome. It helps get the word out. It helps, people hear about Jesus and just testimonies and encourage them with just real life stuff. And you know what? Never forget that. What am I going to sing? Little is much when God is in it. Thank you for joining us today. We love you. Hugs from Canada, and we will see you soon. Take care.